biting winds howled across snow-covered valleys and evergreen forests, whispered beneath shimmering auroras, a remarkable giant walked the earth. This was Pachyrhinosaurus, a creature unlike any other, not defined by sharp teeth or deadly claws, but by unity, family, and strength in numbers. 73 million years ago, in the lands we now know as northwestern Canada, Pachyrhinosaurus lived a life that would leave behind a fossil record so immense that scientists today find thousands of individuals together, telling a story carved in stone. But their tale is not one of loneliness. It is a saga of migration, loyalty, hardship, and survival, and the power of community in a world where danger lurked in every shadow. Imagine a journey not with a few companions, but with thousands of your closest friends and family. This was life for Pachyrhinosaurus. Like modern caribou crossing frozen tundra, these dinosaurs traveled in massive herds across vast distances, returning year after year to ancestral nesting grounds. It was a prehistoric road trip of staggering scale, a living river of giants moving across a frozen kingdom, and welcome traveler to ancient past, where creatures long gone rise again through fossil truth and imagination. If you enjoy returning to eras before humans ever existed, take a moment to subscribe so you never miss another journey into Earth's ancient secrets. Now, Pachyrhinosaurus was no small creature. Standing nearly 9 feet tall and stretching up to 26 feet in length, they weighed as much as modern rhinos, but lived not as solitary tanks, rather as members of a vast, socially connected empire on legs. Their diet was strictly herbivorous, feeding on ferns, shrubs, and tough conifer needles that thrived in chilly prehistoric climates. With beaks built for clipping vegetation and strong jaws capable of grinding hard plant matter, they were perfectly suited for life in a frost-kissed land. But perhaps their most iconic feature was not a horn like the mighty Triceratops, but a massive slab of solid bone across the nose. The boss. Thick, powerful, and intimidating, this structure was a battering shield used in ritual battles between males. Younger bulls often challenged rivals, slamming skulls with bone-shattering force, vying for dominance and the attention of watching females. Fossils of Pachyrhinosaurus reveal healed fractures, proof that they survived brutal duels, living on despite tremendous impacts. That resilience extended far beyond rival fights. This land was home to predators no herd could ever fully ignore. In the trees, silent wings cast shadows across snow, huge pterosaurs circling above like ancient vultures, scanning for vulnerable young. And in the forest depths lurked one of the most feared hunters of the north, the Gorgosaurus, a fierce relative of the Tyrannosaurus. Sleek, powerful, and relentless, it waited for stragglers, the weak, the very old, or the very young. But when danger struck, Pachyrhinosaurus did not scatter. Fossil evidence and modern herd behavior suggests they formed a defensive barrier, adults locking into a protective ring, lowering their heads and using sheer mass and bone to shield their young. Imagine the scene, snow falling silently, breath steaming in the frigid air, a Gorgosaurus lunging, only to be met by a wall of horned heads and pounding feet. This unity was their power. Predators thought twice when faced not with one victim, but with an army. Paleontologists believe this species was among the most prominent dinosaurs of its era, and fossil sites reaffirm that truth. Vast graveyards reveal individuals of every age, from fragile juveniles to towering elders, buried together as they lived, side by side. Unlike many dinosaurs that segregated young from adults, Pachyrhinosaurus was likely a tight-knit, multi-generational society. Every generation protected the next. Every step they took across ice and earth was a step in unison. Even more fascinating, their skulls were unique. No two individuals had the same horn and frill shape. Scientists believe they might have used these variations for recognition, a visual signature to identify members of their immense family. Each face told a story. Each crest was a badge of identity in a sea of giants. And among them, one species captured special attention: Pachyrhinosaurus lacustai, sometimes nicknamed the unicorn horn species due to a distinctive horn-like projection rising from the center of the skull. Not a sharp weapon, but a symbol of dominance and individuality, a prehistoric crown among snow-covered pines. Now imagine their world. Vast conifer forests, icy rivers cutting through land, snow crunching beneath massive feet as the herd pressed onward. Their existence was not just a struggle, it was a legacy of endurance. They faced storms, predators, and the brutal cold. But they had each other, and in that bond, they forged survival where others failed. Before we continue, if you feel the ancient earth calling, if creatures like Pachyrhinosaurus remind you of how life adapts, evolves, and persists, consider subscribing to Ancient Past. Here we don't just study bones, we breathe life into history. Now here's a thought, an instinct test from the ancient world. If you lived in the Cretaceous North, would you wander alone like a hunter, or march with the herd, protected by thousands? Tell me your answer in the comments, but choose wisely. Different instincts survive in different worlds. Even today, scientists continue uncovering secrets from their bones. Migration patterns, nesting traditions, even the possibility that they traveled together to lay eggs, synchronized across the herd like modern caribou. Their story is not one of extinction, but of memory. A memory written in stone, waiting for us to listen. For millions of years, Pachyrhinosaurus walked this land, a monument of loyalty and strength against the frozen night. And though they vanished long before humans existed, their legacy continues, reminding us that sometimes the greatest power in nature isn't solitude or savagery, but family, unity, and the courage to face the world together. And here, through time and imagination, they live again.